Hello beautiful people, Lingy here. Today's video is going to be all about my backgrounds. So for my backgrounds, I use 4 different things. I use a bare wall, I use gift wrapping paper, fabric, and backdrop paper. Those are the 4 things that I use, and in this video I'm gonna show you how I use them. Alright, so as I said in my intro, I use 4 different things for my backdrops or my backgrounds, but none of these backgrounds would be anything if I didn't have lighting. So if I don't have lighting, this is what I look like, and if I don't have my backlight, then I look like this. This is with natural house lighting. So I have a light that's coming from here that's in my house. So it's usually mood lighting. So this is what it looks like. But if I want to show details, if I'm doing makeup tutorials, if I'm doing detailed work, I want you to see me. So I need lights. So that's number 1. Okay. So first thing is lighting. Usually there's a standard for the YouTubers and lighting. So it's usually a 3 source light. So I have a ring light that's directly in front of me. I have a box light to my right, and I have a box light to my left. So with these 3 lights, you see all angles of my face. Now, I have a 4th source of light, which is behind me, that gives me a glow on my background. So my background is currently with fabric, but if I turn it off, it looks like that, which is fine, but I like it to look like it's like a ring of light behind me. I have 4 sources of light. I'll definitely put each link for each light in the description box. So I purchased each light online. The light behind me I purchased from IKEA, and the light bulb was actually from Home Depot. So if you don't have a big budget, you don't necessarily need the box light, the ring light. You can go to Home Depot, get different light fixtures or sockets and put them in. This is a general desk lamp that's behind me, and you can actually mount that in front of you and illuminate your face like that in the meantime, in between time, if you don't have the budget to purchase a ring light and studio lights. With that said, that's not your only way to get lighting. You can also get lighting from sitting in front of a window, which is natural light, which is actually the best light. If you want to use natural lighting, I think the best times to do it is between 10 and 2, where the sun is at its highest. So for me, like if I'm doing my outfits of the day that you see on Instagram, I usually shoot them during the 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock hour. If it's after 2 o'clock, I'm rushing because I'm losing sunlight by the second. That's also an alternative. But for me, I'm usually shooting at night. It's currently like 10:30 or so. So I can turn on my studio lights, put them on, you know, adjust whatever I need to adjust, change the backdrop, and I'm good to go. So that's why I prefer studio lighting. And then you also have to factor in if it's a cloudy day, if it's a rainy day, the sun's not out, you'll have to also work with your camera to figure that out. But you can get away with using natural lighting. All right, so now that that's all said and done, now we can get into our actual backdrops. All right, so the first thing that I use for my backdrops, if I want a clean look, I use my wall. This is my wall. I do have my backlight. You probably can't tell, but that's with it off and that's with it on. So it gives it a brighter look. So if I'm not in the mood for colors or anything extravagant, I'll just use my wall. So what I do with my wall is I just already have my lights propped up. I sit down right here, and then right there is my lamp that illuminates the back wall, and I just sit here and I speak to you guys. So for me, that's the cheapest and the cleanest backdrop that I can have, or that you can have. All right, so option 2 is, I haven't seen too many YouTubers use this, but it works fantastic for me. My option 2 is gift wrapping paper. I've used this, I want to say, in the Cleopatra video. I used it in my Christmas videos. But yeah, this is a glitter gift wrapping paper. I got it at Target for maybe like $4. All I do is take some pins and pin it to my wall, and there we go. And I also have my little lamp that sits behind me. You guys don't see that, but it sits behind me to illuminate the background. This is what it looks like with it off, and that's what it looks like with it on. I just like the little halo look that it gives me. It's like a round little light, source of light that it gives me behind me. I've seen a lot of YouTubers have a light. I'm not sure if they use this light. I'm sure they don't, but this is how I do it, and it's nothing fancy. I want to say this light was about $9 at IKEA. The light bulb, I think I got like four for $19 from Home Depot, and this works for me. So this is option 2, and this is the least expensive other than using your wall. This is the least expensive background that I use. All right, so option 3 is fabrics. You can go to any fabric store. Walmart even carries fabrics nowadays, and you can get fabrics. You'll need roughly about a yard to a yard and a half, because most of the fabrics come folded, and you'll probably need it lengthwise to cover up your background. My camera is pretty close to me. It's literally like a yard away, if that. For me, all I need is about a yard of fabric. So you can get a yard to a yard and a half of fabric. You can find fabric for less than $3, especially if it's lining fabric. This fabric cost me $2.97, and I want to say it's 2 yards of fabric. I used it in my fairy video, and I think I also used it in my back to school video. Under $3, you can get yards of fabric. All I need is the color. I'm far away from my backdrop, so you can't see the quality of the fabric, if that makes any sense. The further away from me it gets blurrier and blurrier. My lens is focused on me, but anything further away from me or closer to the lens, see how my hand gets blurry? Everything else will be out of focus. So it's the same thing with me. If I move back, I'm no longer in focus. If I move forward, I'm no longer in focus. So that's also something that you'll learn with cameras. So for me, the quality of the fabric does not matter. It's really about the color for me. I have a Lycra behind me, which is like swimsuit material. I illuminate it again with the light behind me. If I turn it off, this is what it looks like. And when I turn it on, that's what it looks like. So if you want sequins and if you want to get super jazzy, I want to say this costs $10 to $13 a yard. You can also use coupons at Joann's. They have like 40% coupons if the fabric is not on sale. You can get stuff like this, and this actually looks great behind me as well. I used it in my crying comic girl video, and it looks amazing as well. As I said, it's up to you, up to your budget as to what you want to use it for. So yeah, so that's my third option. I did want to mention one more thing. Depending on your preference, again, this is your YouTube channel, not mine. There's certain fabrics that I have that are amazing that I want to create shorts out of, or I want to create a blazer out of. But being that they're so busy, I won't put them behind me. So let me show you what that looks like. All right, so this, for example, this fabric is beautiful. It is gorgeous up front. It has all these different flowers and they're so colorful. It's like ideal for spring. Like I want to do a high-waisted pair of shorts that I'm going to make out of this fabric. But for video, I don't think it's ideal. For example, you can't see what's going on in the fabric because it's so far away from me. Up close, it's beautiful. I tried using this for my fairy video because it was flowers and it was beautiful and it was colorful. But once I got in front of it, I was like, I'm not sure because you guys can't see it. So I didn't use it. So just be mindful when you're picking out fabrics, because if it's too busy, the viewer is going to be looking at it like, what is going on with that backdrop? So that's my disclaimer with fabrics. Just be mindful if it's too busy and if it's out of focus, which more than likely it will be because it's further away from you. It's going to look as if it's too much going on. Okay. And I do have my light on with it. And if I turn it off, it looks like that. Let's get on to the fourth option. All right, and my fourth option is a backdrop. This backdrop I actually got from Sam Flax. It's huge. It's huge. This one was my most expensive. It might have been my most expensive because it is so long, but when I'm doing my outfits of the day and I don't feel like going outside, or if it's raining outside and I still have to film, I usually lay this out. I put it up and I lay it down to the ground. So this one is my fourth option. This one at Sam Flax cost me about $45 to $50. You can also order them online for cheaper. It doesn't have to be as wide. Backdrop paper is my fourth option, and it is the most expensive in my book. So like I said, if you're doing beauty, if you're doing anything involving this region, you don't necessarily need a $50 paper backdrop at all. So yeah. So yes, so those are my four options for my backdrops. If you know anybody that's aspiring to be a YouTuber, go ahead and share this video with them. If you like this video or learned a thing or two from this video, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. If you aren't following me on Instagram, Blogspot, Twitter, and Snapchat, it's all lingywashere, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Beautiful people, no, that's not it. Hello, beautiful people, Lingy here. Oh no. My card is full. And if you know anybody So yes, those. And if you're on a phone, you can click my face to subscribe to my channel. Go ahead, click it.